TRC EDC here, back again with another knife video. This is the Leatherman Free P4. I am here to do a full review of this knife. I think I've done sort of a first impressions before, and I had some, I actually had a mistake in that video. I did a follow-up video correcting that mistake, and now I'm just going to do a full review because I've had it for a little while. I've had a chance to carry it around, use it, and really be able to evaluate it. So first of all, let's do a little bit of size comparison. I am traveling today, so I don't have a lot of things to really do a size comparison with, but I'll show you. Here is the Leatherman Sidekick. So you can see the size there. The P4 is much larger than the Sidekick. And this is a Benchmade Bugout. So you can see as far as length, they're about the same. Closed length, I should say. Open length. You can sort of see how that opens up. And you can see fully opened, this is much smaller than, much shorter than that, I should say. And fully opened, here is the Leatherman Sidekick. I'll go ahead and close this. The Sidekick is spring-loaded, so I have to hold it closed. And so you can see, again, this is a little bit bigger than this. Okay. So, a little bit about this knife. First of all, it does not normally come with the pocket clip. It came with a lanyard hole. The P2, I believe, came with a pocket clip. I'm not sure. I think they now come with a pocket clip. When they first came out, they didn't. But I think there were a lot of complaints, and Leatherman decided to change what they're doing. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's the new norm, is that the pocket clip is included. That being said, Leatherman has been great. I contacted them and just asked them, hey, I wanted a pocket clip for it. Would you mind just sending one out? They said, no problem, free of charge. They sent it out, got it within a few days. It was really a good experience working with them. So it was also very easy to change out. You can see there's a couple of screws, and that's all that there was. And it's a nice, for the most part, deep carry pocket clip as well. So that's worth noting as well. And it's a nice change, that deep carry, from the pocket clip that's on the Sidekick. So you can see a lot sticks out on the Sidekick, whereas this is all that sticks out on the Leatherman Free P4. All right, now the big difference between regular Leathermans and the Leatherman Free series, the P2 and the P4, is that the Free series can be opened with one hand. And so there you go. Now, it's much harder to close it with one hand, but you can do it, you know, on a table or whatever you're doing. So to tell you how that works, there's magnets here holding this and this together. So all you have to do is break the magnets. And there's a little bit of a divot here and here. So in addition to these two magnets, you can see the little metal pieces that protrude up. These sort of interlock into each other and help keep it closed. So you just break that again, and you can pull it out. Now, it's a little bit like a balisong in that you can actually flip it around. So it's kind of fun. It has a little bit of a fidget factor, as long as you don't flip it out too hard. If you flip it out too hard, what ends up happening is it locks out, and then you've got to break it. When I say break it, I'm referring to break the hold here. So in order to get this closed again, I think you can see the tabs that go in over here, these tabs. That's how it locks out. Now again, there's no spring like there is in here. So I kind of prefer it with the spring, but as I've used it more, I'm very used to using it without the spring now. I don't mind that at all. Both of these models have the pliers, the needle nose pliers, the regular pliers, the wire cutters. These wire cutters on the Leatherman Leatherman Free P4 are removable on both sides, and then you can replace them. On this one, they're not. So it's one of the drawbacks on the Sidekick is that these are not removable, and so I've used them to cut a couple of things in the past, meaning that they've been a little bit dulled over time. Okay, now everything on this can be accessed with one hand. So you can access the tools here all with one hand. You fan it out. All you do is you press over here like this, then you can fan it out and select the one you want. You've got a flathead screwdriver on the end over here, a can opener and bottle opener. Well, this is really a can opener, I'm sorry. You've got the awl and the very small flathead. You've got a medium flathead with a ruler. If somebody knows what this symbol is on the ruler, please let me know. It looks like some sort of ratchet. I think maybe this tool could be used to pull a ratchet out or something, but if someone would let me know, that's great. But it has some inches and centimeters here. There's also a file. There's two sides to the file. This one has lines only going this way, where this one has lines going in both directions. And again, another flathead. On the other side, large flathead, Phillips head, and bottle opener. This has easy access to knife. I believe this is 154 cm. Someone can correct me on that if I'm wrong. And on this side, you've got the serrated knife. Interestingly, it has a little bit of a tanto edge with a chisel grind. I don't know if you can see that, but the grind only goes up that way. It's not ground the other direction. So it's got a chisel grind. So you can actually use that as a scraper. On the other side, you've got a saw and a pair of scissors, which are actually a pretty good pair of scissors and very comfortable to use. Now, how do things lock out here? Well, as you can see, anytime you pull something, these tabs on the inside move. And then they lock in once they're fully extended, once the tool is fully extended. So then all you have to do is pull back on this, and it moves on both sides. Pull back on this, and pull it in. Same thing here. Pull back on it, pull it in. And same thing for any of these tools. So let's say you select that one, pull back here, and retract. It's very nice having the tools on the outside. That's one of the major innovations of this over the Leatherman Sidekick, and frankly the Leatherman Wave, the Leatherman Charge. All these things have these nail nicks in here. I hate nail nicks. You know, they hurt your nails. I don't really have the best nails to begin with. And these are just difficult to pull out. And then, you know, locking them in and having to use the tool, you got to close it all over again in order to use the tool. I'm not a big fan of that. Whereas on here, all you got to do is pull it out. So you want to use this one, you can use your file, pull it back in. Very easy. No flipping the pliers out and flipping them back just to access a tool. Again, you got the fidget factor. I like doing that a lot, actually. And again, I do have to compliment them on the pocket clip. This is much heavier than this, but the truth is if you're carrying this anyway, this isn't really that much heavier in the pocket. So I thought for a while that I would continue carrying this, the Sidekick, because it's smaller. And really, I found myself not carrying this one at all for a while because it only had the lanyard, and I didn't like the way this felt in the pocket. So if you only have the lanyard on here, you may want to get the pocket clip, because honestly, I felt myself not carrying this at all for a while. And I continued to carry this after first purchasing the Leatherman free. However, once I got the pocket clip on here, this thing, the Sidekick, sort of became obsolete from my pocket. This is now my daily carry, and I'm very happy to have it. I thought at first I might have been a little bit overzealous getting the P4, and maybe I should have gotten the P2, but over time I'm happy that I got the P4, and I would say if you don't mind a little bit larger of a tool, go for the P4. I hope this review is helpful. I didn't really do this in the good or bad format like I normally would. I just sort of wanted to explain what's in here. Pretty much any Leatherman you get is going to be really good quality and have plenty of good features. So I don't necessarily think that I needed to go through the good, the bad, but this is mostly good. You know, I guess the only bad thing that I would say about this is when you throw this out, when you're coming to pull this in, sometimes when that pop occurs, over this metal piece and it locks in, you'll have some of the tools on here pop out a little bit. And you know what? That's honestly okay, because it just takes a second to put your finger over there and pop it back in. Because remember, all that's holding this in is a magnet. Okay, anyway, that's it. Overall, fantastic. Highly recommend it. It is, I haven't checked the price in a while, but I think it was around $150 when I bought it. $140 maybe. I think it was $140. It's not cheap. This is $60. So when I'm comparing these two and saying that this one's better, just remember this is $60. And if all you have to spend is $60 or $80 or whatever it is, this is fantastic. The Sidekick, don't discount it. But if you have the money, definitely the P4. That's it. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.